point. Sports and entertainment, hit the like button. Sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit them notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to everybody, man. It's raining like hell. It's raining cats and dogs. Got a whole bunch of accidents that's been happening because people don't know how to drive. Everything you could think of is happening this morning. You know what I'm saying? Had to go get my son because he wasn't feeling good. I mean, just everything, man. People swerving in my lane when I'm trying to drive. Everything, man. Everything. You can hit the like if you want to. You're not pressured to, but I would like you to hit the like, please. Right. We're going to talk basketball and football right now. I want to continue this discussion that I was having yesterday in regards to everybody coming out on record thinking that there were no athletic players nor skilled players back in the 80s and the 90s. I want to talk about three shooting guards, and well, you could put Blue Edwards, and you could put Todd Day at the shooting or the small. All of them could play, the wing. It didn't matter because of their size and because of their versatility. But I want to talk about Todd Day, Blue Edwards, and Mad Max, aka Vernon Maxwell. And yesterday I was talking about John Starks, and I also put up a post about Reggie Miller. There's this perception that Reggie Miller, all he did was shoot 3-pointers. The same type of perception that they have of Steph Curry and everything. But that just goes to show you that people they don't pay attention to the game, which is fine. That's why I am here and other guys are here to enlighten you. Okay? Now, all three of these guys not only would have been successful in this era, okay? Now, am I saying they would have been Hall of Fame players, All-Stars? We'll never know. You know what I'm saying? But I think so. In my opinion, they would have been All-Stars. And if their averages would have been up, okay? Now, to say that they would have been superstars or something like that, like I said, we'll never know. But they definitely would have been more successful given how soft it is compared to the previous era. Their scoring averages would have went up, and pretty much all of the guys that you talked to said that their scoring averages would have went up. They would have gotten to the cup a lot easier than what they were able to back then because the lanes, they're not clogged, and also freedom of movement, which is something that I've been talking about. Now, the thing I want to focus on the most is that Austin Rivers, he came out, and I had already initially reported this, and he had said that he would be a top 10 player, right? And like I said, man, in order for you to be a top 10 player, you at least got to be, putting up 20, and not only that, man, your impact has to be significant for your team too as well. Well, like I said, man, Austin Rivers was unable to do that. He only averaged double figures in 2 seasons, and I brought up three guys that for 5 seasons or more were able to average double figures and well over 15 points. Right? You said Hornets at with school Austin. Yeah. Salute to you, Ted. But we're focusing and listen. Um, Austin Rivers, he made the league. Okay, I give Austin Rivers that. I'm not gonna sit here and say that Austin Rivers is trash. I'm not gonna call anybody trash. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we're here to do. Um, you said Austin Dad would throw alley oop to Wilkins. Yeah, exactly. I mean, and Doc Rivers would catch alley oops too. Don't forget Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers had he was supremely gifted athletically too as well. You know what I'm saying? Um, but you like okay. Let's put it in perspective, right? Because I don't want to just talk just to be talking. Mad Max, he averaged well over double figures, like Seattle and other places. But for the bulk of his career, we know that Mad Max was over there in H Town, and on top of that, he's a two-time champion. Okay, I was gonna save the best for last, but I brought up Mad Max, and he was so confident in his ability that he felt like he was better than Jordan. Now we know that's not true, but I like Mad Max confidence. Yeah, and of course he was a bullheaded individual. You know what I'm saying? He had a temper. Okay, he did have a temper, man. He was, like I said, he told the story about the time he was about to try to end Hakeem Olajuwon's life. Okay, but that's a whole nother story. Then you got player, nothing like that, wasn't no superstar. Blue Edwards was better than Austin Rivers. You know why? Because he had, I think it was 5 seasons, 5 or 6 seasons in which he averaged double figures. I think he played, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, he had injuries too. He had injuries problems too. And then also Todd Day. I think Ted, if I'm not mistaken, you mentioned Todd Day. But I wanted to salute to Ted for bringing up Todd Day. I brought up Todd Day because Ted didn't know. I used to like Todd Day, man, especially when he played for the Bucks. He did his thing a little bit in Boston, but he had a short career because he suffered two significant injuries in his career. Whatever his career was short, man, short lived. Well, for that time period, if you played for more than 10 seasons, then you actually did it. You actually did a great job. You know what I'm saying? Actually, if you played more than 8 seasons, as physical as the game was. But the reason why I mentioned Todd Day, he averaged double figures. Matter of fact, he was putting up. I mean, he was putting up buckets. Man, he would annihilate Austin Rivers. But you talking about you be a top 10 player. That's why I mentioned John Starks. Even John Starks was able to get double figures. Nigga, your ass wasn't able to get past 7, 8 points for the bulk of your career. You had 2 seasons in which you was in double figures. That's it. These guys was putting in work. Mad Max had 10. Todd Day had 5 or 6, something like that, and Blue Edwards had 5. I can't really look at the stats or whatever, but I was looking at that, and I'm like, how can you say that you a top 10 player, all right? But yet still you can't. What that tells me, everybody they want to play that game like Two Raw. Be talking about. Shout out to Two Raw. You always want to play that game about analytics and numbers and all this other bullshit, right? I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna be like, well, based on the numbers, We could play that game too. We could go analytics, metrics, all that stuff. Base, man. Todd Day was nice, man. Hey, did Todd Day? He played for Arkansas, right? I forget what college he went to. Was it Arkansas? Oh man, don't get me. Oh man, T Beasy, bro. Man, don't make me start talking about T Beasy, bro. That boy T Beasy. Yeah, he played for Arkansas. Man, see, hey, Tyler, hey, man, hey, I know my players, Ted, man. Todd Day was one of them, and actually, y'all don't realize, man, college was quite entertaining back in the days, man. You know what I'm saying? College was really, really competitive. You used to look forward to the matches back in the days. You know what I'm saying? You used to look forward to UNLV. You used to look forward to Michigan. You used to look forward to the Big East matchups. You know what I'm saying? Georgetown versus Syracuse. You know what I'm saying? You used to look forward to Duke, of course, Duke and North Carolina always, but especially back then. Man, them games were brutal, way brutal in comparison to now. Man, them guys used to get into it, man, everything, man. So, right, man, yeah. There's some players that I know, and then of course there's a lot of players that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here. If I don't know something, I'm not gonna sit up here and cap. I'm not gonna sit up here and cap and act like I know something. Nah, it don't work that way. But Blue Edwards, Mad Max would give pretty much Austin Rivers work both on offense and defense because Mad Max was a very slept-on defender. Now, was he as good as Austin? I'm sorry about that. Alvin Robertson. Nah, he wasn't. Not on defense, but on offense, I'm taking Mad Max. You said Anthony Peeler. Yeah, man. Even Anthony Peeler. Anthony Peeler, man. He was athletic. He knew how to shoot. He was left-handed for the Minnesota Timberwolves. He couldn't keep up with a guy like Latrell Sprewell. None of that. Couldn't do none of that. So I take all three of them before I take Austin Rivers. And listen, this is going to surprise you, Ted. Everybody else, this is going to surprise you. I like Austin Rivers, especially coming out of high school. I like Austin Rivers. I thought that Austin Rivers was going to be a superstar, man. You know what I'm saying? But it was like after he left Duke, I was like, dang, man, what happened to this dude, man? I saw it early, man. I was like, nah, man, this guy. Because, man, you should have seen Austin Rivers in high school, man. Austin Rivers was killing in high school. And I was like, man, after a while, man, I was like, man, this dude ain't going to be nothing more than, you know what I'm saying, as Nola Boy say, a role player. Role player. Shout out to Nola Boy Sports. He seemed like Pelicans gave up. Nah, man, no. Nah, it wasn't. Pelicans ain't give up on him. He gave up on himself. He wasn't working on his craft. You can't come in the league. Man, listen, man, I'm not making no excuses for him, and I'm not feeling sorry for him, Ted. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, man. You go back during that time period. Cause it was him and I think Josh Selby, if I'm not mistaken. They was all in the same It was all in the same class. I might have the years mixed up, but I just remember Josh Selby. I wanted Josh Selby to make it. Josh Selby coming from D.C. and DMV area, going to Kansas and everything. Josh Selby, I used to like him, but and I remember Jared Bayless. You know what I'm saying? Man, he started rocking the bald head early. You know what I'm saying? Jared Bayless used to look like he was looking like hit makers. But yeah, man, I saw it early, man. I like, nah, man. Austin Rivers ain't gonna he's not gonna be that guy like that. Seventh Woods, but yeah, man, I saw it early, man. He wasn't gonna be like that. Now Josh Shelby, I thought Josh Shelby was gonna come in and be reckless, man. I thought he was gonna come in and be it was the same thing. Now I'll tell you okay, I'll tell you who I did have a little bit of compassion for, just a little bit, man, and that was um what you call damn, what was his name? I can't think of his name right now, but he was a big guy, left-handed, came out of Memphis. Yeah, he saved it. Yeah, he saved his career. You know what I'm saying? He saved his career, but listen, man, you can't get up there and make a statement like that. No, matter of fact, I think that was a dumber. Hey, listen, more people would take a Gilbert Arenas more serious than they would Austin Rivers. At least Gilbert Arenas, you could say, okay, yeah, he was known for he had a short-lived All-Star career, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Gilbert was going to be something, because you'll look at Gilbert's career and then you'll look at Austin Rivers' career, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Of course, people going to choose Gilbert Arenas, but even though they were still capping, you know what I'm saying? Chris Douglas, Roberts, CDR. Nah, nah, it wasn't him. Nah, it wasn't him. Uh, it start with a W, man. Um, he was a big man. Dang, what's his name, man? Left hand dude from Memphis. Big man. Wiseman. Wiseman. That's who it was. I feel compassion for Wiseman, because they immediately threw Wiseman in the fire, man, and they expected him to pick up one of the most toughest offenses at that time, in the flow offense, and they wanted this dude to just automatically just come in. You talking about you talking about a Golden State Warriors team that was used to winning championships and stuff, and then you automatically throw him into an offense. This dude barely played. He was out. He was out because of the whole legal college issue over there in Memphis and stuff. Didn't have no training camp or whatever. Then all of a sudden, you throw him into the lineup, sometimes starting here and there. You expect him to automatically be putting up 20 and all this other stuff, and he barely even played. So I felt like how they did Wiseman was so unfair to him. Now that right there, I man, I like James Wiseman game, man. He remind me so much of Chris Bosh, man. a more mobile Chris Bosh, man. Like I like a big man that's skilled like that. A lot of people were looking at him like David Robinson, like his potential, even though he wasn't as athletic as David Robinson or whatever. But the fact that he left-handed, he could drive, do little things. What I'm saying, he can handle the rock and everything, man. But not quite. I don't like to get ahead of myself. But man, Wiseman, bro, like that man, that dude right there, man, he was so skilled. My boy Cypress, he don't think so. You know what I'm saying? But man, that dude would kill, man. He would kill, man. If they, like you said, Ted, if they use him right. Yeah, he did, but don't nobody know about it now. See, that's the thing. That's what we were talking about last night, Ted. If you brought, because the reports are that Detroit and the Warriors are interested in Brandon Ingram. Think about it, man. If they don't move Wiseman, and let's say you have him and you got Brandon Ingram, man, that's two mobile 6'9" plus players that you have on your roster that can shoot from three, that can be deadly from the mid range, and can get buckets, and they're long. Brandon Ingram got a 7 foot wingspan. You know what I'm saying? James Wiseman, you know what I'm saying? He got a damn near 8 foot wingspan, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Jalen Durham. But man, listen. Right now, you got to build that team around. Even if, and I know some people gonna be mad, but I gotta say this: don't shit go past. Cade Cunningham been putting in work. Now, what I would have liked them to do, Ted, is if they would have stuck with Saduko Bay, but they got rid of my boy Saduko Bay. You know what I'm saying? I would have wanted them to keep Saduko Bay there, but it is what it is. But nah, Cade Cunningham is still his squad. You know what I'm saying? He got his money and everything, which he deserved. I don't want Cade Cunningham to be stuck in a situation where he's like Mitch Richmond playing all those years. You don't even know about it. Then at the end of his career, he'll be on at the end of a bench or something like that later on in his career picking up a ring. Nah, get him a ring, get him a structure right now, team around him, built around him in his prime, so that he can at least be somewhat of a contender or be trying to possibly get a championship. Yeah, they got a lot for him, but they still didn't. I mean, you see what happened. You see what the result was, though. So now they brought in JB Bickerstaff, which I mean I think he's gonna make his flex his muscle there, so to speak. Trajan Langdon done took over in the front office. You know what I'm saying? They cleaning stuff up. They made some moves in the offseason that were very key. I like what Detroit is doing. I think they're really trying to change the culture or get back to the culture where it once was, a winning. Because people act like Detroit wasn't a winning franchise. No, Detroit was one of those teams where they were always in the midst, either winning championships. When we talk about 88, 89, you know what I'm saying? When we talk about 89, 90 or whatever, and then when we talk about '04. Yeah, I like Trey Lang. I wish he would have panned out in the league, but you got some guys, man, that's just not NBA players. Yeah, it did, man. Yeah, getting rid of Billups. Now, I think that Billups should be a part of. They need to bring some of those guys back that won. That's the thing I don't understand. Why not bring some of those guys back that were a part of the championship team? I mean, you did have Joe Dumars, you know what I'm saying, at one point in time. But bring back, like the Rasheed Wallace. Bring back, even Grant Hill. Try to ask him and see what's going on. Even though that they didn't win or whatever, he still know Detroit basketball. Bring back Rip Hamilton. You know what I'm saying? Bring back, try to see what, Ben Wallace, because I know Ben Wallace is coaching or something like that, from my understanding. Yeah, oh yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, he is the president. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Dang, yeah, he is the president. I forgot about that. Okay, so okay, you got Ben Wallace in there. He's the president. Okay, all right. You're right. Like I said, man, I knew they got Trajan Langdon. Okay, that's right. That's right. So now you got to bring some more people in there. I mean, you got JB Bickerstaff, that's cool and everything, but we got to bring some more of that people in there that knew, because that's what Dallas was doing. That's what the Lakers have done in the past. Now, I want to talk about football for a second, man. I know I'm probably finna ruffle his feathers, but that's what I do around here. I know I'm probably finna irk his nerves, get him a little mad and all that. But hey, that's what I do. I shake things up a little bit. You're uncomfortable. Shout out to Scrubs Hill. Um, Scrubs Hill, my brother from another mother, the football brother. Yesterday, man, shout out to HDI TV. Now, I was having a conversation with the brother HDI TV on his channel, man, and we were talking about fantasy football, right? And the thing about it is I asked him what defense he was picking up, right? And he said, I'm picking up. I think he said the Jets defense and the Tampa Bay Bucks defense. I could be wrong, but then I saw a comment. Scrub Leo said the Yucks, meaning the Bucks or whatever. Like we, like our defense was trash, right? Now, okay. I mean, you looking at 24th in the league? Yeah, that's terrible and stuff like that. I think we allowed 29.6 on third down conversion, stuff like that. Yeah, blase, blase, blase. But there's a big but to that, right? Why is it that we were able to hold the Philadelphia Eagles to only, I think it was what, 7 points? We were able to hold the Eagles to 7 points. Y'all got blown out by the Eagles. Y'all got blown out 38-9. Right, you got blown out 38-9 by the same team in which we whooped their ass, and unfortunately, we only lost by a couple of points to the Lions. We lost 23 to 31-23. Everybody want to blame Baker Mayfield, but that was a combination of several different things that went on. Our record was 9-8. Okay, I understand that. However, our defense played better than your defense did, especially against the Eagles. So you can't call us trash. And this year we picked it up, man. Like we're, especially in our secondary. So I just want to know that question. I want to know an answer to that question. How is it that the Eagles got blown? How come the Eagles, we were able to smash the Eagles, but y'all got blown out by them? I don't get it. Answer that question for me. And don't come with no cap statement neither. If you're listening, you can answer it, in your spare time. You can make a video, do whatever, you know what I'm saying? Write it down, take a picture, do all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, he did good his first season, that season when they went to the Super Bowl and everything, but then he lost momentum, he lost motion. You said teams had a season to figure. Oh yeah, well yeah, they was able to get film. Yeah, you're right about that, Ted. Man, they were able to get film on them. Now I happen to like Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. It's like a lot of people want Jalen Hurts to fail. I like Jalen Hurts. I think that Jalen Hurts, you know what I'm saying, because it took him a while to get going and everything, and I liked his transition. You know what I'm saying? You say I see the 49ers starting off slow. Teams have a book on Brock Purdy. Well, no, you got to think about it. They lost Elijah. They lost Elijah Mitchell. Okay, I know some people. Everybody's on Christian McCaffrey. They got to think about Christian McCaffrey was banged up, and also, um, you know, they got Brand. It's a lucky thing that they got Brandon Ayuk, but my concern is not Purdy or any of that. Okay, this is my concern with the 49ers, and I got to tell Lou this too. Shout out to Lemon Pepper Lou. My concern is with um, Debo. And the reason why my concern is with Debo is simply because you got to remember Debo was hurt and with that shoulder and stuff, and they've really been keeping quiet about that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just I'm gonna see how things play out. Do I think that they're the same team? No. Do I think that they'll make it to the Super Bowl again? No. You do need Elijah Mitchell. I don't care what nobody says. You got to have Elijah Mitchell. That's another back. You know what I'm saying? That could potentially um, do some damage besides Christian McCaffrey. You know what I'm saying? You put all the load on Christian McCaffrey, then we're gonna see how that we're gonna see how that plays out. But yeah, I like Baker Mayfield, man. You know what I'm saying? I like how Baker Mayfield bounced back, bro. You know what I'm saying? He could have gave up on his career after his little short stint in Carolina and after what they did to him with the whole situation with Deshaun Watson and stuff like that. But guess what? He stayed in the fight. Now I've been critical of Baker Mayfield and everything. You know what I'm saying? I felt like he shouldn't have been whining and all that other stuff, but uh nevertheless, man, he made up for it, man. I like what he did. He did deserve his money. Yeah, of course he does. Of course he does, man. Yeah, and another thing is, I think that because Todd Bowles, everybody criticized Todd Bowles, but um, could he have made some better decisions down the stretch? Yeah, that's why I said I don't put it all on Baker last season. It was a combination of us making some key stops towards the end of the game when we played the Lions, and also you know yeah, I mean we do have a tremendous O line, but we like I said we got to get better throughout the season. We got to get better on defense. We turned up the heat a little bit. We definitely turned the heat up against Philly. We held them under double digits. We made Philly look really predictable. We made them look so predictable. But nah, man, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and roll out, y'all. I'll be back in a little bit. Make sure y'all hit that like. If you want to donate to the Cash App, um, my Cash App is straight to the point 77. Uh, be sure to share this video. Also hit the notifications too. Shouts out to the whole entire Lions Den, basketball and the crew, and boxing and the crew too as well. Until then, man, it's straight to the point, man. I'll get at y'all later.